Hi! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway, and my favorite type of video to make is these what I knit in a week videos. I love to make them. They're so fun to show everything I'm working on in a single week and to also capture all of the small everyday moments during those weeks, and I especially love doing them during holidays or special occasions, and we are closing in on Christmas, so I thought it would be really fun to make a what I knit in a week video of the last few days of preparations before Christmas hits, and then also get a couple of the days of romjula, as we call it here, the period between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. That's my favorite period of year. The calm just lowers over all of us. It is the best season. So I really wanted to share some of those days with you. I also have some really fun projects that I'm working on, some that I'm trying to finish in time for Christmas and not doing too well on, and other projects that I am just really excited for. I'm also in the process of figuring out my Christmas cast on. I've been casting on a 100% selfish project for myself every Christmas Eve now for the past, I want to say 3 years. Maybe this will make the third or this will make the fourth. I can't remember, but that's my little tradition for myself after all of the stress and pressure of knitting Christmas gifts for everyone else. I get to reward myself with the perfect cast on for Christmas Eve, but this year I don't know what will be the perfect cast on yet, so I'm also going to be taking you guys along with me on the process of trying to figure that out. We have some really fun plans with the Christmas preparations, and as I said, tons of really fun knitting projects, so I am really excited for this week, and I thought it would be a really fun week to take you guys along on, show you our traditions, show you what we're doing to get ready for Christmas, and yeah, just this whole week. But that being said, I have to go back to knitting if I'm going to finish everything for Christmas, and we are planning to go tree hunting today, so we have to prepare for that also. But I hope you'll want to come along with me for this week. Hi, I wanted to pop in with just a little update on how I'm doing with everything. We are really closing in on Christmas, which feels a little bit stressful, but I'm also really excited to reach that point because you kind of get to the point of no return with it, and then you'll just have to live with whatever you've been able to do. So I'm excited to reach that, but I have been able to finish the advent calendar now, at least mostly. I still have to do some final touches, and that's kind of where I'm at with the Christmas gifts too. I have some final touches left. I have one sitting mat I need to do embroidery on, and then I have this. This is the Marius sweater for my husband, which I cast on in September. It was meant to be his birthday present, and then I had a huge knitting slump, and then I had all of the other Christmas gifts I needed to do, and it's just not been a priority. I picked it back up again this Wednesday, so a week before Christmas, and then we all got sick, so I really have not been able to work on this as much as I'd hoped to, and right now it's also past midnight, so we are at the 23rd. In Norway we do Christmas and all of the Christmas gifts the 24th, so I'm not feeling the most hopeful about this. Here is my progress. Here is where I was when I started this week, so I've been able to do quite a lot of the plain things, and then here is where I started today. So I did a little bit of just plain stockinette, and now I've started on the color work, which is exciting. Now I can really see myself getting somewhere with this, but as I said, it is the 23rd. I am still on the color work, and I want to say I'm like a third of the way through the color work, and it's almost 2 a.m. and I still have both of the sleeves left to go and the sleeve color work, and this is also not a round yoke Marius sweater. This is the traditional one, so I also need to sew and stick and sew all of those parts together and do the neckline. So not feeling super confident that I'm going to be able to reach that along with everything else we're doing, but I'm going to give it a go. No matter what, the closer I get to finishing this, the closer I am to being able to give it to my husband. So that's something, and I have been able to make good progress because of that thought. So I'm just going to keep going, and we'll see how far I get. I think if I could finish all of the color work now before I go to bed, not super likely that that's going to happen since I'm 1/3 of the way through now, but if I were to be able to finish all of that, I could bring this to my grandma tomorrow, because we are going there tomorrow, and she could maybe help me with the sticking part, and then I'll just have to speed through both sleeves in a day, and then I would be able to do the last of the sewing on Christmas Eve. But it is a possibility. It's not something I feel is super likely to happen, but I'm not going to give up until I have to. I am also still just having really fun with this. The Marius is a fun pattern. It is quite easy, but also super engaging, and I do really like the way it looks. It looks really crisp also in these colors, so as long as I'm having fun with it and not stressing myself out too much, I am just going to continue at this pace. But yeah, that's how I'm doing so far. I also started some socks for my son today, because when we went Christmas tree hunting, he really froze on his toes, and I'm much more of a sweater knitter than I am an accessory knitter, so he always runs out of socks and mittens. My mother is quite good at keeping him stocked with mittens, but I don't think any of us loves knitting socks, so I've started a pair of Sunday socks in Petiteknit, And then I've also gotten some help from my husband to wind up this to make him everyday socks. And I hope that those 2 socks, the 2 different kinds, will kind of keep him stocked. It will cover all of his wool sock needs. So that's also something I'm working on. And then other than that, I'm hoping to be able to use this last week of the year that we're almost in to just wrap up all of my projects. I have some projects I think I'm going to frog, just they're not turning out the way I wanted them to be, and I don't want to take projects like that with me into next year. And then I'll try to finish as many projects as I can. I don't think I'll be able to enter next year with empty needles, but at least clear them as much as possible and stash bust as much as possible before the new year. And I also today did find out what my Christmas custom was going to be. I have been wondering for a really long time, but I've now decided that I'm going to do the sweater number 24. I'm going to modify the size and the gauge and everything because both of my yarn are thicker than they're supposed to be, and therefore they're also shorter. So to make it work with the amount of yarn I have and how thick they are, I'm going to go up half a needle size and down a size in the pattern and work from there. So I'm excited, but I'm going to have to tweak that pattern quite a bit. But now we've been talking for quite some time and my row of just Petiteknit is also over, so now I need to go back to focusing on the color work. Hi, I'm here with another little update. It is now actually officially Christmas Eve. It just turned past midnight. I have been trying to get to everything I wanted to do. This is the current state of the Marius. The color work on the yoke is now done, so the body of the sweater is done. I am starting to really worry that I'm running out of yarn, but I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. I have also today started on the sleeve because we weren't at home the whole day, and this is a lot easier to work on than that whole body. So I've done maybe like half the sleeve, a bit more than half the sleeve before the color work on the sleeve. So I think I'm going to continue on that now. I don't think the Marius is going to be done in time for me giving it away tomorrow. Also, mostly because I really need help for the sticking and everyone is busy, so I don't know. But if I get the knitting done, then I just have to get some help, and it will definitely be done the first part of Romura, I hope. So it will just be a little bit of a late Christmas gift, but it will still get off my needles, which is also huge. I've been wanting to do that for a while. And then I also have 2 things left I need to have done before I go to bed. And that is the last part of the nativity scene. This crib needs to, I need to glue on some matchsticks for the legs and also weave in the ends on the hay. And then I need to weave in the ends on the blanket for baby Jesus and weave in the ends on baby Jesus and actually tuck him in the way he's supposed to. But yeah, I'm almost done with the nativity scene too. This is going to be the last gift in the advent calendar, and then this is my son's birthday gift, which I've been knitting so many Christmas gifts this year, so that my family's Christmas gifts have been put to the side, but working on my husband's right now. And then for this I'm going to embroider on a lion's face, and I also need to do that before I go to bed, which this is probably the part I'm the most nervous about, because I'm really not super comfortable with embroidery. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for the best every time I do it. But yeah, that's all I have left now before I go to bed. But I have been able to get kind of further than I had imagined when I started this, and I am really excited for tomorrow and also for Romura to come. I'm excited to cast on my Christmas custom tomorrow, and then I'm excited for Romura and to finish my project, hopefully finish most of what's on my needles before the new year and just get a fresh start, and hopefully next year I'll have fewer deadlines. But yeah, that's a little update on how I'm doing with everything. But yeah, mostly I just want to show this off because I am really happy with how this turned out. Unfortunately, I still have 1.5 sleeves left to go, and I think I have 2.5 skeins of the Per Gynt. I did buy the right amount. I might have lost some skeins along the way. I think I might have lost 1 skein, and I am like 1 skein short. So that might have happened. I also might just be a tight knitter, and that might have messed it up for me because I just got the exact right amount. But yeah, that's how we're doing. And now I'm going to try to finish these things and then maybe work a little bit more on the Marius. Maybe. But yeah, that's the update, and now I need to actually get back to work.
Hi, I wanted to pop in again and show off what I finally finished. Of course, I have already given my grandma most of the other things to help me, but the Marius is now finished except from the sticking, sewing together and neckline portion, but I just finished the last sleeve, which I am really happy about. I'm really happy about how it looks. I also got my husband to try on the sleeve I finished earlier today to see, and I actually was able to whip the sleeve out in just a day, which I'm quite surprised by, because all of the other parts have taken me much longer. But I'm very bad with time management, because this evening I was supposed to bake bread and now I've done the mother sleeve instead. It's currently 2 a.m. and I'm still supposed to bake bread, so we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to show that I'm going to say that I'm finally done with the mothers, even though there are some small touches left, and I am really glad that I am finally done with the mothers. It's been a really fun project. I do love me a mother sweater, but it has taken up a lot of time in the last week, and I'm really excited to work on my other projects. I wanted this week to be the week where I finished as many as possible of my whips before the new year. I haven't done great with that. I've cast on 2 new projects and I haven't really finished any, but hopefully now I'll finish the socks. I'm really excited to work more on my Christmas cast on, and I do have some projects that I'm going to frog, so hopefully I'll also get to do that. But I just wanted to pop in really quickly and show you what I did with my really bad time management, and now I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Hi! I am finally back with the kind of wrap up to this week of knitting. It did last a little bit longer than I had anticipated because the days just kept rolling on by and I just tried to keep up. We've been to some sort of Christmas dinner or party every single day since Christmas, or since the day before Christmas Eve really, and it's been really fun. We're actually headed to one right now too. As I said, in Norway we do a lot the days between Christmas and New Year's Eve. Romjula is a huge thing here. So it's been really fun to share with you, but I thought before we wrap this up I wanted to show some projects. Some you have seen at the checkups before, but I wanted to talk through the last ones, the ones I've just cast on, the ones I've just done new things on since the last time we spoke. So I don't know where to start really. I think we'll start with the finished project. I knit these socks for my son on a whim really. The first day of this week of knitting we went tree hunting and he was a bit sick still, so he froze really easily, but that did remind me that I am really bad at knitting socks. So immediately, I think the next day, I cast on socks. He picked the color. He also picked color for another pair of socks, but I haven't gotten that far. But I made the Sunday Socks Junior in some sort of Petiteknit I got at the Sandnes Garn outlet. It's like a dusty lilac something. These socks are great. I thought I made them in a size he could grow into, and then I put him on him because we were going skating. That's also why I tried to finish them in quite a rush. Put them on him the day we went skating and they fit pretty much through to size, so I won't have as much time before I need to make the next pair, but at least he got a pair in his current size, which I'm really happy about, and he did really enjoy these socks, so that was a huge hit. And also this is a yarn I don't particularly love. He picked this out at the outlet, so I'm really glad I found a project for him where I could use this yarn, because he only got 3 skeins, so it's been a bit hard. And then the other finished project is not 100% complete because I've not woven in the ends because there was so much other sewing to get to the end of this. But I have finished my husband's Marius, which I think is one of the projects I am the most proud of this year. It's been really fun to make. I am a huge fan of the Marius, and my husband also really enjoyed this one. He really likes the look of the traditional Marius sweater, and he's actually wanted one of these since I made my son a traditional Marius sweater. Usually when I make my husband knits, I kind of force them upon him and then he ends up loving them, but with this one it was an actual wish from his side too, so that made it even better, and he already loves it. He's been bugging me to weave in the end so he can wear it today, so I'll try to get around to that. But here it is. My grandma helped me with the sticking and sewing in the actual sleeve. She's a godsend. I don't know what I would do without her. Certainly I would not get this much knitting done at least. And then I sewed down this part here to kind of hide the sticking and all of the edges created by that. And then I also made the neckline, which I decided to change. My husband does not like things high up on his neck. He would hate a turtleneck, and this does not have any shaping for the neck, so if I did a ribbing it would definitely be around his neck as kind of a mock neck or something. So I decided on a boat neck instead, where it just, you kind of end off right where the sweater ends off, so it's way lower on his neck, and he did like it the one time he tried it so far, so I think that was the way to go. That's also what I did for my son, so now they 100% match, also with this little picot edge, I think that's what it's called. I really love this, and it does look really great in Petiteknit, really clear color work, so I really enjoy that. Hi! Yeah, so both he and my son really excited to match, but I just need to weave in the ends here from where I cast off and some ends on the collarwork, I think, and then that's all done. So those are the 2 last things I finished, and then I have my Christmas cast on, which I've done surprisingly a lot on. I did not think I would get this far from just having cast on Christmas, but I have finished the back yoke. It's so hard to show the sweater because of the boucle and I can't even find my own stitches, but the back yoke is done with German short rows and everything. I think you can barely see the seam here, and then I have also done the front yoke. So now the thing that's left to do is that I want to try this on because I'm making a lot of modifications with the size I'm making, the needle size I'm using. So I want to try this on just to see if my arms are actually going to fit into this once I join in the round. And then the next thing is to join in the round, and if that works out, I think my calculations will also work out, because these are my second skeins and I have 6 in total of the blue alpaca one. So if I can get this far with a skein and a half, I'm definitely probably at least going to be good. Here's also my son in the matching Marius. Yeah. So I need to try it on to really check if I'm going to be fine with getting my arms into there, but yeah, that's the Christmas cast on so far. Really excited, and as I said, really hard to show. But I really like the color play this has, because it is, from afar, it is quite grey, and also from up close it is also quite grey, because the boucle kind of stands out from the fabric. But if you get in there, you can definitely see the blue peeking through. So I'm excited to see more of that fabric as this grows, and how that will affect it. Getting more fabric, if it will start looking bluer from afar too. And then in this bag are the newest things I've been working on. Tusen takk. I did cast this project on a while ago, more than a month, but I have not really had the time to work on it. But I did start working on it. Yeah. I did start working on it again this week, late this week, and you saw me progress a little bit on this ruffle here, and then after midnight tonight, so I didn't film, I almost finished the yoke, so this is really close to being done. This is the Synne dress by KnitbyJacobsen. I'm knitting it in Sandnes Garn alpaca silk that I got from my friend to make her daughter a dress. I'm really excited about that. It's looking really beautiful. I don't know if you can see the ruffle is kind of hard to show before you steam or block that, but I do really enjoy how that looks. So that's what I spent most of yesterday doing, and I also cast on a project yesterday, even though my goal has been to clear my needles before New Year. I've decided to give up on that and have fun instead, so I cast on the Flette Genser. Don't know if that has an English name. It's by Weloveknitters, I think. Just a really basic, I don't know if you can see this, but this is with the yarn I got for Christmas. It's just a really basic cabled sweater. This is in the size 6 months, because that works with the amount of yarn I got for Christmas, and that will also leave me with a baby knit. And I love this color and I love a good cable, so I'm really excited about that. I've just done 10 rows now, so really not a lot, but I'm excited to keep going on that, and I think this will be my leaving the house project for today too. But yeah, that is everything I managed to do this week of knitting. I think it was a really great way to end the year, given we still have a couple of days left in the year, but the year is pretty much done now. What we haven't had time to do by now, we won't really have time to do, but I am super pleased with everything I was able to do and how this Christmas season has been. I hope you have enjoyed coming along with me to celebrate Christmas, and I hope you have had a great Christmas and have a great new year. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean the world to me if you left a comment and said hi. And if you want to see more from me in the new year, please subscribe. Bye!